Hey, this is John with Apex Roofing. I'm here at Things Wild Rehabilitation with Jessica and some baby armadillos. We're here to help raise awareness to this amazing organization. Jessica, can you tell us a little bit about these guys?
Yeah, these are 3 armadillos we've gotten this season so far, which is, they're very rare to get in actually. And they're all from different circumstances, so they're not litter mates. And they range in age from about 3.5 weeks old to about 5.5 weeks old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's usually about 3 to 4 months of having them, and since we got, this one still had its umbilical cord attached, so we know it was day one. We will definitely have them for longer. They have to be about 1 kilogram to be released.
That's 2.2 pounds.
There you go. Excellent.
What's one big misconception about wildlife that you'd like to share?
I think the biggest misconception is that you cannot touch them or their moms won't come back. Honestly, I think that was made up by a mom whose kids were bringing home too many babies. But that's not true. If you need to touch them to look at them, to see if they're healthy or if something is really wrong with them, then that is okay.
But you shouldn't touch all animals, right?
I wouldn't touch a rattlesnake.
Yeah. So what do you love most about wildlife or your job, what you do?
I really love raising the babies and then watching them release. It's just such a wonderful feeling to know that you've had a hand in successfully rehabilitating them and getting to go out and live their wild lives.
So say you find a cute little guy like this, what's the one thing you want the public to know about what this should do? And
To call.
To call
To
you
call
guys?
us. Yep. And you can also find us online. You can find a lot of good resources, but basically to call, and we'll let you know if we think that that animal that you're calling about truly is in danger and needs our help or not.
Is there anything you don't want the community to do?
Yes. We really would not like them to pick up and keep the animal or think that they can raise it on their own, because we have a lot of rules that we have to follow, and we know a lot of the best practices, and it's really very detrimental to a baby that's raised without knowing its other types of species that they come from.
How many animals do you guys take in this year, last year?
Well, last year we took in about 3,600, and this year we're almost half of that number already, and we're well on the track to intaking over 4,000.
How many species of animals do you take in?
Last year we took in about 243 different species, which includes
types?
birds, songbirds, raptors, all of the mammals, reptiles, mice, rats, all of the things.
A real live Noah's Ark.
Yes.
Is it mainly little bitty babies?
Nope, these guys come in, all the different species have different periods of when their baby season is. Armadillos are 1 time a year. Cottontails are year round. Possums and squirrels are twice a year. And so, their breeding seasons fluctuate, and that will bring in, more babies, spring, summer, fall, and then usually in the winter and very early spring, we get in mostly injured adults.
You say the word. Oh, look at it.
Oh, yeah. So cute. You love it. You love the water.
Oh, look at it.
So this is our ICU area. We try to keep it really quiet back here because most of the animals, or all the animals that end up in ICU, have various stages of injuries or illnesses, and so it's important that we try to keep it as calm and as dark as possible so that they can spend more time in recovery. This is typically our raptor bank that we have all of our raptors in. Right now, we've sent a lot of our raptors outside, they've recovered, so we've got some possums back here right now. Over here, we usually have birds and then other types of mammals. We like to separate prey and predator as much as we can in the ICU area. But we've gotten in a lot of possum moms this year too that have been found on the side of the road that have babies full in their pouch. So we've raised quite a few mom and baby litters back here as well. And so this is the intake desk. This is where they do intake exams. And so this is where animals come, they wait on the shelf for an intake exam, and then they do the intake exam and find the proper placement in the clinic for the animal. X-ray room in here, which we're really proud of. This is our awesome X-ray, which is something robust enough you'll find it in a vet's office. And we've got a whole anesthesia set up, and I know that's something people sometimes find really amazing when they drop off animals and we're like, oh, we're just gonna send them through the x-ray to figure out what's wrong. And they're like, for this bird? Yes. Oh, there is a patient going into x-ray right now. The need for space is great. As you can see, we are in tighter quarters here, and you know, we don't ever turn away an animal, you know, based off of space. And so, you know, we find a way to care for them, but more space would be nice.
I'm here with Helen. Helen's one of the founders of All Things Wild.
That's right. We started All Things Wild. A bunch of us were wildlife rehabilitators, and we were working out of our homes. And we started All Things Wild in 2012. We got a chance to lease a couple of acres of land in 2018. We signed a lease in 2018, and we began building. Well, we got 2 acres of undeveloped pasture land is what this was. So we put in the septic, and we ran in the electricity and the water. And this is what we have today in Georgetown, is where we work. And we've been here since we opened the doors to this facility in March of 2019.
As a roofer, we meet so many homeowners and work with them closely on their home, and they want to keep rodents out and pests out. So we come across situations where they need to remove an animal or help an animal, or maybe they come across an animal. What do we need to know?
I can tell you what to tell them to do to get the mom raccoon to take her babies and leave.
That's great.
So the first thing you need is you need to throw some ammonia-soaked rags around the area. Ammonia, because it smells like predator urine.
So put one in the attic?
Put a bunch of them, soak them in ammonia. The smell makes the mama raccoon think that there are foxes or coyotes nearby. Another thing you need is a floodlight.
Okay.
Put a floodlight up in the area, because these animals, the raccoons, are nocturnal, and they're very uncomfortable with the bright lights 24 hours a day.
That makes sense.
And the third thing you need is a radio, and you need to put it on a talk station so that they hear nothing but the human voice 24 hours a day. And the mother is going to take her babies and leave. You have to give her about 3 or 4 days to move her babies, because she has to go find a new den, and then she has to move her babies into that area, into the new den. So the best thing to do is dust around the entrance where she's getting in with cornstarch or flour, and watch for footprints. And if a day or 2 go by and you don't see any footprints, then you know that she's moved her babies and it's now safe to seal the attic.
Those are such great tips. Good idea.
Yeah.
I would have never thought of that. Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
$600-700.
That's genius.
That you could spend for an exterminator.
Absolutely.
Same thing with squirrels too.
Helen, those tips are great. Thank you for sharing. And this space here, this is our education room. Do you teach things like that here?
Yeah, we call this the Little Red Schoolhouse. We have a program here every month on a different species of animal. Last month we did squirrels, and next month we're going to talk about foxes, and then the month after that there'll be a program on raccoons, followed by a program on skunks, and we do programs on white-tailed deer, possums, reptiles. So every month we have a different program, and we advertise it in our newsletter and on our website.
And who's the target audience? Is there a fee, or is it free for the community?
It's very family friendly. Space is limited, so you need to make reservations on our website. Now we also have a team that go out to schools and scout troops and retirement homes, and to whoever invites us, and they take usually a couple of animals with them. That usually will take an owl and a mammal, and they do a program off-site.
Besides more awareness, what's one big need that you feel?
Oh gosh, we're on 2 acres. It's leased. We really need to own our own land, and we really need more space. And our big need always is money, because we have to buy supplies, we have to buy food for the animals, caging, medical supplies to take care of these animals with broken wings and broken legs and puncture wounds from dogs. So money, and land.
And what about volunteers?
we always welcome volunteers. If you want to volunteer, again, on the website.
Okay, of course.
There's a volunteer application under Get Involved on the website. So,
in addition to all the other things we mentioned earlier about all of the essentials that we need, and then the things from Mammal Nursery, we're always in need of people with knowledge of how to fix and build things, because such as this has happened in the last windstorm, and all of this netting has come down, and there's not enough hours in the day for our outside employees to work on this. And so we're always in need of people to come and help us repair enclosures, better enclosures, build things for us outside.
So Helen, thank you for having us out today. We really enjoyed seeing these animals and meeting you.
oh, you're more than welcome.
It's
So,
amazing what you do here, and we're very grateful. The community really owes you.
Thank you.
and
I
is
hope
grateful.
we do a good service to the community
You really are.
and help with these animals and help with conservation. And Maggie says she really wants to go, and I think she just peed on me as well. This is part of wildlife rehabilitation. You get peed and pooped on a lot. Yes, we do.